Thank you. A household name in West Lafayette since 1981. Gene Keady still coaching the game of basketball. Coach Keady made a return trip to Indiana earlier this month on the staff of the St. John's Red Storm. News 18's sports director Rob Hughes joins us now. Rob, you recently had a chance to sit down and catch up with Coach Keady and talk about quite a few different topics.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A self-described honest guy, and admittedly maybe a little too honest. I talked to Coach about how his gig in New York City came to be and how a change in hairstyle might have saved his life.
See the ball! Step!
Known mostly for his 512 wins in 25 years as the head coach of the Purdue Boilermakers, these days Gene Keady serves as one of the most valuable assistants in college basketball. But how do you sell a job as an assistant to a Hall of Famer? Coach Keady says it was pretty easy.
Steve says, "I want to take the St. John's job." I said, "Are you crazy? You're the best analyst on TV, and you're going to give that up to become a basketball coach?" He said, "Yes, I am." He says, "I want you to come help me."
A quick check with his now late wife, Pat, and Keady was back to coaching basketball alongside his former assistant, Steve Lavin.
She said, "Go back in there, call Steve back," and said, "Yes, you'll take the job, and keep your dreams alive." So I called him back and said, I'm coming to New York."
5 years later, and at age 78, Keady is still by Coach Lavin's side at St. John's. Lavin began his own coaching career right here in West Lafayette in 1988. One of Lavin's greatest mentors now serves as a coach of the coaches.
They're just like the players, they don't listen either, so it's pretty normal.
During his time in West Lafayette, Keady was known as an imposing figure on the sidelines, intimidating referees with the very best. At St. John's, his demeanor is a little different.
I'm always taking notes and writing stuff down, and keeps me occupied, and I don't get after the referee, so it's a lot different.
There's one other obvious difference between the Purdue Gene Keady and the St. John's Gene Keady: the much talked about, often dissected comb-over.
It was one of those things where I thought my hair was beautiful, but my wife didn't, and a lot of people thought it was hideous.
Remarried in 2012, his current wife, Kathleen, among those who thought Keady's hair was less than attractive. Whatever you may think of his former hairdo, there's no arguing he's for the better without it. Underneath that famous comb-over, doctors found a form of skin cancer.
Probably she saved my life when we found it, so it was very much needed, and it took away a problem I didn't know I had.
It was a fortunate chain of events. Keady might very well owe his life to Coach Lavin for extending an offer, his late wife Pat for the encouragement to take the job, and Kathleen for imposing a change in hairstyle. So what next for the coaching legend?
I don't know. It's a great job, a great place to live, and like I said, Kathleen likes it, and I like it, and then we spend the summer in Myrtle Beach, so right now it's a really good gig.
It was a lot of fun catching up to him, and it seems like his gig in New York is really treating him well. Looks pretty happy.
A really good gig. Hey, Boilers play Indiana this week. He had a lot of success.
He sure did. We were just talking about it. 21-20 against Coach Knight when he was at Purdue, the only coach with a winning record against Bob Knight. Coming up, we'll hear what Keady says it's like to beat the Hoosiers